and to be like very, very difficult to go all the way to 5 maps, right? If they don't stomp,
are all aboard. And a note to remember here, great moments are born from great opportunity, and this is the perfect chance for these two sides.
Let's see here how we're going to get things kicked off. As the Gambit started off on the attacker side, a slow approach, default. Nothing actually too surprising from what we've seen previously here. Again, Nat's going to be in that position where he's going to try and work himself up short on A, but Chronicle posted outside. Actually, it's a 4-man lean for Envy. Over towards B. It's only going to be FNS here to hold down the fort.
Obviously, yes, he's got the utility to depend upon, but there's a time limit on when you feel comfortable with this. So once that starts to tick over, I'll be curious to see what the look is on the other side. And if they're going to get proactive with this or if it's simply a read. But while this has happened, shower control has been gained. Defo's taken that space. They've already kind of started to clear through that, but they're falling back away. So a very cautious start. You can see, not necessarily hesitation, but everything has to be accounted for here.
Nothing given up on either side, actually. Envy just sitting tight.
Oh, it's giving me butterflies watching these two, because it's on a knife's edge here.
I was giving me butterflies. Gambit are floating towards B right now as well. Is he actually going to leave Chronicle in position, maybe to, again, just try and bait something out with his owl drone, but Envy still in position here, crashes. Oh, he just gives up the angle.
The timing on this could be insane. Okay, Marv's got contact, the flash comes in, they want to burst off this, but Marv's still good for one. He still stands! That's 2 quick kills, but then Crashy comes over to try and help out, but Marv needs no help. He holds that down all by himself and even peeks down in it. He's feeling this game from round 1.
A 4-piece on the pistol round. Again, Gambit desperately trying to run the clock down. I guess anticipating Envy, we're going to get a little antsy, maybe go looking for answers, but nothing given away at all. And as Crashy's backed up, this first one completely blind, by the way, onto Defo. So well done here. Again, the spacing just slightly off, and Chronicle already noted it. Over with that owl drone on short, just trying to bait a little presence. Keep Envy guessing. That's a way to start it off.
That is a hell of a way, and that just shakes off any of that maybe anticipation of, oh, hopefully we do all right, hopefully we have a good performance. That's got you buzzing straight off the start. Now, by coming out, 4 Spectres, 1 Bulldog, nothing too wild. On the other side, it's relatively clean too. A couple of upgrades, but not much armor, no armored supplement, so it is going to be potentially clean. I get a little nervous with that.
Yeah, Redguard just slips away as Yay goes wandering. That's a spike, so it would have been a big kill. Yeah, he's still wandering, though.
The timing could be excellent on this. Yay could completely dismantle this round. Yes, they've got presence in shower and maybe able to do a bit more damage, but this is going to be it. That spike now lost. That is going to be confirmation. They're going to be very happy with that. You could see Gambit wanted to try and work together on that timing. It just wasn't going to happen.
So now in a position they have to try and recover this spike again. Sheriff's to work with. And Shadow's got that upgrade, but Yay going to swing on this.
Oh, they're feeling it.
Another 4-piece on the round. Farm a few, get him up early, but some progress here towards the Blade Storm, at least on the side of Yay. And he will join Marv actually at the top of the leaderboard on that side.
It's scary to see Yay and Marv having a good start.
This is the thing, right? And again, watching how Envy have played, I think the biggest kind of sway factor here for Gambit is being able to slow things down. But if Envy can demonstrate actually that they're able to play at that pace, because it's been fast and furious from Envy throughout. So again, first 2 rounds, very interesting to see Yay walking somewhere for starters. It's not something we often see, but this is the round here again, whether or not they're going to try anything to make the most of these weapons. With Gambit, we'll kind of force the issue now and press back towards Envy. Again, similar default, spike not committed, just outside market right now, and Nats in position to control any push, but nothing coming just yet. Envy happy to sit back.
Yeah, and I want to get your thoughts on the map, Vito, and everything else. Once this round's concluded, we can kind of talk bigger picture here, because best of 5s do change things. It is that marathon now. It turns away from the sprint. You've got a couple more maps to play with, a little bit more room. The Vito, the order, it's all paramount. And that's something I want to get your thoughts on, as well as the desk, who definitely laid out some of their, I guess, worries and concerns for either side as well. But for now, we look at Redguard beginning the process of maybe trying to clear towards shower, but there are 2 players on the other side, and Victor's going to take this opportunity to try and slip up close. A pop flash potentially could provide great opportunity, but no, actually falls away from that. We'll play safe, but confirmation had at least off the back of the flash, and it sets up someone like Yay. And once again, if Yay's going to do this, if he's going to be a constant thorn in the side, Gambit are going to have problems with this. There's no fear being shown. A good flash, though. FNS had no chance in that moment, caught almost on transition. As now a 4v4 starts to build. Victor's on the back tucked in towards that cubby side, but Spike's being planted, and they haven't quite cleared this yet. Has he got a chance for the timing? Yes, he does. It is traded, but now keep in mind that quick flank coming in.
And there's actually 2 members now. Again, Marv will be called upon. They line up for him. Nats and Shadows will fall. It's Chronicle left. 2 shock darts. 15 seconds left on that recon, but it's like Envy might just try and smoke and go for it here. Marv, not even considering the possibility. And Yay actually low HP. He's got the shock dart here, Lauren.
Oh, this could be it. Gonna have to respect it. 6 HP, he's still alive. I don't know how he's still standing. And Chronicle is playing that time limit as best he can. Yay, what are you gonna do with this one? Chronicle ain't gonna mess this up. Surely not. Keep those nerves of steel in place. The spam's gonna do it. Yay gets caught, but let's talk about context to this. That was a bonus for Envy.
Yeah.
That was not a full purchase. Marv finding those frags then was the gateway right back in. Yay's pressure coming through as well. This man's on a mission.
Yeah, he's able to thread his way right into the backlines once again, find actually the location of the spike within this default, which again is something that we want to see Gambit address this. Now, it's not committed in the early round, but again, we know Gambit like to go for those 30 seconds hit. They like to run the clock down. This is a major concern. If Yay's consistently going to be able to find that space and find the spike as well, it's the second layer to that concern.
I want a Red Bull clutch to start this off with. There's so many individuals now having very, very big starts. Quick flash, didn't get much for it, but Yay does get the blades out, so he's going to be happy with that. After the belting start he's had, it's not too much of a surprise to see it coming in this round. Now on the other side, the purchase. Yes, they converted the round, but it obviously was at a great deal of a cost. We have now a Spectre, a Guardian, some kind of fallbacks as, wait, how's FNS found that? Was that just straight through the wall, maybe just spamming away, maybe just reading a little of the positions? But Seekers popped out as well, so this could maybe spur on that piece towards B, or maybe just take that deeper territory so they could then lean towards and execute if they fancy it. But Yay's still here, and they have no idea that he's lingering around at this point. Someone else dealing with the Seekers, but Shados with a belter. That's again another step towards potentially leaning towards a site now. They've actually got it down to a 4v4.
Actually, we'll be able to push on through with the snake bite as well, so we'll get site control. Nothing actually an elbow to deal with, and it looks like actually 3 members of Gambit are going to pick up
4 in CT for Envy.
Not pushing this, they're actually onto site already here.
FNS is so early. He went ahead of the divide and he just gets the perfect timing on it as well. Finding Chronicle as he tried to fade away back towards Octagon. Now Shados, he does have a flash on this one. There it goes, straight through, gets the pop. Where's the quick push? There it is! Marv to crashes! They are making this look way too simple right now. I'm getting a bit nervous here. Now, let's then take this into the conversation of what happens in the map pool if Envy come out and they're firing up like this. They're looking individually really solid. FNS on this timing was great. Chronicle had no idea. What's the knock-on effect here? Because best of 5s, they're a little different.
I mean, Baller made a really, really good point for me. If you're leaning towards Gambit in this series, it needs to start strong with Bind. I mean, Gambit's performance is synonymous with being feast or famine, right? It's one way or the other. We've seen both sides of that coin at this event, but it's the bigger positive, right, to see them starting on attack and have some comfort, right? Find that kind of groove. And right now, Envy aren't allowing that to happen. And it's not by countering with aggression. It's actually being willing to sit back and wait for Gambit to make their move.
But I think you throw in that dash of, well, is Yay now going to be pushing behind us once again? You never know what you're going to get. Now at this point, Victor did catch Depot, trying to maybe close that gap a little early. Seekers do come through, so confirmation of where this intended hit's coming into. Nats on the overwhelm, a name that we haven't been saying too much yet, but always a critical piece to the Gambit puzzle. A 3v2, HP's low for Marv, so that could have been an issue, but no, the pre-fire on that corner, more than enough to secure it. As Chronicle does have the rifle, but down to 45 HP. It's a little low, and you can see it already now noted by Yay! You ain't getting anything, man. Yay is on it today.
He's looked so sharp individually last few series. Again, Gambit maybe with that one, switch of pace and just try and get a feel for maybe what the setup is for Envy on A site. But again, we've already seen Envy adjust to a number of different kind of scenarios here. And again, just thinking back to if they're willing to give up B and play retake the way they did. Again, it's on the back of Marv's early progression towards the Cosmic Divide. So something that you can't necessarily rely on. But with factors like that, if they can lean away and potentially leave something for Gambit to walk into.
Oh, is this looking a little aggressive? Marv's put himself up towards the corner on this one. So again, we've seen that aggression down towards that B side, but it is going to be Nats now. I thought it was isolated, but comes down towards Victor like a guillotine, just head now removed. But Marv's been pushed up here a little deeper. It looks like Nats is on red alert. He's like, that seemed really weird. Where's the second? There's the second. He finds it. Huge impact from Nats in this round. Just tame that early aggression that Envy was starting to explore.
We'll pull Yay across from B site as well. Again, look at Gambit, though. They're still sat in the same
Holding.
default from 35
yeah.
seconds ago. Spike not committed. It's a mirror image of every other round so far. This is how Gambit want to play this map. They want to bait Envy into pushing. They want to build that paranoia, that suspense throughout the round, and hope for a slip-up.
There it
There's
is.
one.
The patience they show, yes, we constantly say Na'Vi style, but I'm going to say maybe Gambit style here. I mean, Nats just got rewarded. Exactly. Nats just got rewarded perfectly for that patience, sitting back and waiting for that push-up. So at this point, why wouldn't you commit a little longer? Now, it is maybe going to be that next layer of do they still clear for FNS as diligently as they should? And we know they don't. The B's obviously open and ready for the taking. Gambit will still take their time. They will still run that utility, and they're just fine. I'd be a little bit more nervous if there was even a player nearby, but they're just fine on this hit.
Well, this is the comfort zone, right? It hits 30 seconds. We still got 5 alive. Cool, let's go to a site, right? More often than not, especially with what's gone on in this early round, at least with 2 members of Envy committed to that short push. Fairly confident. This move here. Again, Chronicle actually still going to sit as the contingency here with the Hunter's Fury all the way outside. Nat's actually going to pick up outside TP, but FNS and Yay don't have any intentions of going for this. Whether or not Gambit will even give anything away to them. So again, 3 rounds. This will be 2 to separate them. We'll build up at least another purchase within this economy.
Yeah. Gambit probably needed that.
Yeah.
It's talking mental game. We haven't seen them look shaken. I will say that. They're a team that seems to be able to always provide. They have the structure that seems to allow, even if moments go slightly astray, that they can depend on it still. They're still in a good spot. They're not the emotional springboard team that needs X and Y to pop off. Otherwise, they're in the bin. I still think they're okay. They have the protocols in place. But I would say we haven't seen them trailing too much this event. A couple of times, sure, but mostly in the deeper run of the tournament, they've been pretty sharp. They've been pretty on. And if Nats is starting to come alive, if he's going to start feeling that confidence here, what a big boom that would be for them.
Well, again, where we expect Gambit to kind of pick up the most in terms of information, in terms of a real grasp, is these early rounds, right? Where they're happy to sit so deep and just see, right, are Envy going to have kind of 3 go-tos? What's the setup? Who's where? What utilities in place to stop us? And then actually, that's when we might see Gambit lean slightly more to one side. Nats maybe getting a little more aggressive to push towards Lamps, obviously all the way up short.
Take that space.
We know that default push that he has with that wall and then the poison orb in. I know it's one of Sean's favourite plays to see, but problem is here, again, I'm already seeing Envy kind of demonstrate they can play both sides of it. Now, we get very worried when we talk about Gambit resorting to fast desperation hits, especially when they're trailing on the attack, and they can't actually get a grip on what's going on. That's when Gambit look the, dare I say, weakest. Or the slowest, I say, in terms of building into those kind of massive leads that we see them have on when they start on defense. It's not often you see that. Again, actually looking back at the previous results, there's only really 2 or 3 times where Gambit have actually won out in terms of round count on the attack on Bind.
We go back in. So timeout maybe just to collect their thoughts. After that conversion, maybe trying to relay, okay, what have we actually garnered from these first 6 rounds? What can we now action off the back of this? We've been holding this default quite well. Yes, it's worked out okay if, maybe Nats catches 2, but that's the first time we really saw Envy explore that A side as well, kind of push up a little deeper, not just through shower. So at this point, maybe just trying to address across the board, maybe a little bit of a switch up. So I want to see what they come back in with on this, what the approach may be is, he's got the op out. Defo on the other side with his, so both well equipped for this. And already, you're going to hear that ult coming through. Envy, that's going to be FNS blocking off B long. Yay, throwing down a shot and needs to keep himself moving. He's going to be doing the dance, but it has given that gateway forward. Nats is now super up close, but Yay bounded right round towards this. So again, he's there with Marv. They're not sitting back on this. Marv so clean on that check. They have read Nats. You highlighted. We know that push. So does Envy.
That's a prime example of doing your homework. Again, that Hunter's Fury sent through, caused a bit of chaos.
Oh, Defo.
Defo nearly caught it there. He was like,
he didn't like that
okay.
one. And I do want to talk about that Yay Defo battle because I've been seeing 2 looks for Defo. And very different here. He's found that space, found that room. I think Yay's a whole different beast altogether, though. That man is truly living up to the El Diablo, right?
The consistency factor is what separates those 2 players. And again, we've seen Defo drag his heels slightly online. I think that's fair to say. But here, for me, Defo's been night and day to what we've seen previously. And actually a pivotal part of Gambit's success.
100%.
30 seconds left.
I do want to keep our eye on that kind of concept of those 2 potentially. Ooh, the switch up. All right. Defo going to be entering with the rifle. Yay going to be on that little bit of a deeper off angle too, playing over by try box, but there's the dash in towards the side. We are down to about 12 seconds, so anything that denies the spike plant is going to be denying the round, essentially. At this point, Ye's well aware of the pressure coming on in. Redguard's gone down. Crashies was so prepared for this, spraying in wildly, denying the spike plant once again. Time, it's gone. They've run out of it. It doesn't matter, boys. You've made a bit of a fumble on this one.
Yeah, I think fumble's the key word. Actually, let's still get one on the way out as well. Defo will slip out of line of sight, but again, that's the one. Unless there's 5 alive, actually Shados desperately trying to still bait some presence over in Hooker the whole time this is happening. Again, I love this here. They've read this perfectly.
10 seconds left.
That's actually brilliant. We talk about that just before that round as well, but this is another kind of side to Gambit we talked about, especially on the attack. It's when you've not really found anything, you can't just default hit a site, right? And especially here, there's no Sage. The Cosmic Divide was actually available, but that default plant on A is so difficult with nothing.
And let's then talk about Envy on the other side showing such patience.
Yeah,
They knew that clock was low. They were not taking super risky fights. They were holding deep on the back of site, allowed that clock to be the worst enemy for Gambit on this one as Defo is going to be noted but not really affected and can continue to go up. Now we do have a slightly forward position coming out from Yay as well. I want to see if he does decide to go walkabouts, if he feels the timing, who knows. But the spike is still deep down towards the backside and mid, so this is just taking that territory. This time it's B long. We haven't seen them explore it in a minute or two, so this could be a different look here.
Defo slow and methodical. And don't expect Envy to give away a peek in this scenario. Victor, just in this, again, he just needs to hold this angle, make sure nobody can slip out undetected, because Yay actually got himself posted up right next to him. You see Gambit are actually leaning this way as well.
I mean, this is still a
We're
double
hitting that
stack.
time, man. It's 30 seconds again.
And there's this double stack in towards Hookah. That's what worries me here. They've left this so late. 30 seconds to clear this and hope nothing goes wrong. Bear in mind, there's still a flash that I know that's on Victor at the moment. Shados does do really well, though. They still know there is going to be this Sky here. Now the Seeker's come out. He's in so much trouble, but holds down Mouse One, still denies a bit of time. But the rotations, they're a little...
What?
FNS just absolutely barrels into this. Spike's en route towards the site, though. And can anything stop it? This fight, and already there's problems. 8 seconds! Shados loses the spike and loses his life. Crashies does well. 4 seconds on the plot. FNS! The positioning was primed. And now Chronicle, you gotta watch again as another round slips through your fingertips. Envy don't care at that point. Take the frags. We got the round. Look at this. Envy are absolutely running them out of this server right now.
They absolutely are. And the problem is, right here, yes, they still find the kills on the way in, but the contingency is in place. Envy have run down the clock. They put up 1 hurdle. And all it is that double stack. It gets ripped apart by Gambit, but that doesn't matter. It's the 5 seconds bought there where the TP push can come through. Again, the Hunter's Fury is a factor from Crashies, and again, the fact he's even found the kill, not just denied the plant, is huge. Envy, again, this is a perfect example of adjusting to your opponent.
And it's subtle, though, isn't it? It's not...
It's nothing special. It's nothing flashy.
No, there's no flashiness to it, but it's just very well considered. And again, the calling, the preparation, all seems to be paying off so well.
And how often we talk about Envy looking flashy this entire event, right? It's all been theatrics.
Absolutely, and it's been gorgeous to watch. We've all been fans, of course. It's hard not to enjoy these boys. We even got dabbles of that in the first couple of rounds, but now they're getting that complementary kind of good mental approach, good tactical approach to it. And Gambit need to find something out of this. Now Shados with the op and a couple of pistols in surround, and that's all they've got.
And just to note, this is the most rounds anyone's got versus Gambit on this map in recent performances. I think that the next was 5 from Supermassive Blaze. So Envy already exceeding expectations, and Gambit have got it all to do to fight back. Defo might find. This did give him 1, but no damage done. But again, it's a double stack here. Marv sitting to the right side of this wall. And actually, Defo going to swing through.
Oh, Shados.
Wait, what?
As if he's the one to get it, but they don't account for Marv. You have to. Shados, apparently that op looks good in your hands. But Victor then fills that gap. And they're always in the right place. The rotations are en route as well. Victor's actually going to aggress on that. That's madness. Redguard will punish that sort of behavior. As now we're down to Crashies and Yay. 1 rifle has come on through. It's with Redguard, and it's well placed once again. The double
Spike down.
Crashies just slipped through time. Oh no, Crashies, he's feeling this. He's read this so well. That's 1. Can he get it? No, Nats! He's found the kill. How's he done that?
Down to the wire again. Again, there's 10 seconds. They find the one kill that matters, which is the spike, right? And the big thing here to consider, again, a little bit more of a forward hold, right, on the side of Envy, and it's an anti-eco round. So daring, again, call that what you want. Must be nice. Shados finds a freebie on the way in there. Finds a second, fair enough. But at this point here, you're thinking, all of this has happened so deep, and it's taken so long for them to come through showers. Actually, the rotation comes through. There's more bodies to deal with. So even if they trade 1 for 1, 2 for 2 on the way in, Envy is still in a position to prevent that.
Let me tell you a story about Yay right now.
What?
This guy is something else. Marshall, Op, whatever it may be, he's still finding impact. Plays up towards that B long, and now look at him instantly on the swing as well. Going to switch things out. Going to maybe fill that gap with like maybe FNS coming on over.
Defo had an operator, by the way. Ooh. I was looking at this, I was thinking, they've not got much in here, but last second, Yay buys a Marshall.
And I love the fact that Yay's here. Now look, already a clear towards Shower as well. I don't know how much Marv just saw. He lent through a fair amount. I think he's cleared this. And now they're going to have the out drone. This is exactly what they want. They're in good places to make damage out of this, but the rifles are still superior. Yay's on the other side now. Speed sees just the gun barrel. 2 now, Cross, he can call it. There's going to... Dart towards the back of the site, sees another cross, that's a tag. Nats, though, does find Victor, so again, those rifles coming through. But Marv! Chronicle, you absolute savior of this side. The damage was starting to pour on through. FNS can't do much on this one. He used that rotate over towards that B site. And Gambit, somewhat being saved in a very dangerous manner, but I've got to say, Chronicle, being able to find and always keep awareness towards Shower then was key, because you imagine if he just slid out there, denied the spike plant, you still had Yay on the site, they can pull and push between each other.
And the thing is, every time the Gambit leans towards that, okay.
Let's go, Chronicle!
Every time Gambit leads towards A, that has to be a consideration. And yes, they can potentially plant with, still players on Envy on backside, especially if they found a kill on the way in, but that always has to be a consideration. Triple and Showers. Especially there was nobody from Gambit that actually came through Showers this time. And usually, there'll be Redgar, potentially Shados in there to flash through, but again now,
take flight.
Gambit actually will lean heavier towards A. There's only 2 members of Envy this time. Marv and FNS, and it's like actually a little bit of a set piece, potentially, going out from Gambit.
Yeah, gonna clear close. Ult gets popped. Again, not much being found for this. Spike going in. They don't really have much of a say in the matter. Marv, how have you got that on Shados? The wild spray towards Nats will not find its intended target, and Nats is still dominating into Azuka. He's got his ult now just ticking away. Yay on the other side. Spike is down. So again, time is so favorable, and Nats has just denied this entire slice, but look at that flank coming around. Redgar is in such a dirty spot. Nats is walking this? See it? This is still the contingency plan. Chronicle has fallen, but Nat still stands, and yeah, FNS may consider it, but he still has to deal with it. And now the mad flank from Redgar. What the hell did Yay just do? Come hell or high water, he's still a problem, and Crashies is on the defuse. Envy, make it up to 7.
I'm not entirely sure at the moment at which that flips back in Envy's favor, because all you got to think is they just don't have to challenge, right? At this point here, they have to buy time for Redgar to come through, and again, you can see that. I don't know how Yay is finding these. Again, Redgar. How did he find all of that on site? Was that 3 on site?
Yes.
That's absolute madness to me. He walked into the Viper's pit just coming through from pipes, and I'm not sure what the setup was on the other side. I know we were sat watching Nats, but he looked in a position to stop that from happening altogether.
No, I'm with you. We go again. This pace looks different, though. Gambit not holding that traditional default, a heftier lean towards that B site. Yeah, he is here. No ult this time, but he does have the ult. They're playing from site itself, and one towards kind of elbow, just waiting to see if it's there. TP comes in early. It's a double take as well. Defo's going to find Victor, but will he predict FNS? They've got to know he's lingering around, but Redgar finding Yay on the site is huge. Now, yes, there'll be an answer, but it's Marv with 2, but it's all favorable trades towards Gambit.
Again, the last round, we flipped the other way again. A very, very fast round. It'll be 7-5 on the half. Like I said, Envy already outperforming recently versus other teams that Gambit have faced. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah,
let's head down to the desk to see if they think this is enough. Has Envy posted enough rounds? Gambit have not been at this sort of deficit in a while with the Gambit puzzle. However, half switch, whole new dynamic.
Yeah, I think start off with the pistol round. Now, the key thing for me is, are Envy able to achieve the same thing they did on defense, which is dictating the pace? Gambit, again, we know they're going to sit deep. Defo actually will be giving FNS on a platter behind the Owl drone to start things off. And yeah, now actually, looking to counterbalance that actually. with 2 other members pushing up long here. Actually, if Yay finds this, it could be the entry.
It could be, but Chronicle's caught off Crashy, so actually there's still a lot of favor to Gambit in this round. Now they know there's players coming up.
What? Okay.
Shados, you're a lucky boy to keep you alive, and Yay's in trouble. He's been taken out of it for standing Gambit. Great positioning, and I'm a little curious what happened with FNS there. What was the intention on that walk-up? Because, it, as you said, it couldn't have been easier as a start.
No, it's not the person you'd expect to see, obviously, push out on the backside of the flash as well. I think already you've got to anticipate there's somebody else in position to obviously swing on that flash at least, but a little weird. Maybe that was just an attempt to, you know, push and pull on both sides of the map there and create a gap somewhere, but not an awful lot achieved there. And again, like I said, it's not, especially not on this round. Well, unless he's got a Marshall, which he has. Always a possibility.
So they're on the full buy, got it.
But again, I'm looking for the same thing. Can Envy be the ones in control of the pace of this half? As Chronicle will open up onto Yay. Actually, that's the Marshall removed.
Defo will be forced back from this. So shower control has been gained. The flash disregarded by Defo. Takes the fight towards FNS, and Chronicle is making sure he is always the anchor point here. And using that rifle just perfectly. A flawless prime gaming round for Gambit, and the score has been closed now. So that's the instant response. 7-7, game back on.
Well, next question being, what can Envy achieve on their first buy round? Do we see Gambit get a little proactive to try and pull this one through the gate as well? Again, actually, seeing Envy again set up in that default, in the pistol at least. Now, whether or not they learn anything from that, look at it. They've noted Shados, they've noted Defo. Again, I don't think there's going to be any particular adjustments on the side of Gambit. Actually, say that, Shados will actually be here early round. The flash will confirm presence down by Fountain. But again, expect Defo and Chronicle to just play this pretty slow on A site. Nobody there from Envy actually to even contest Showers. You can see how deep they're playing as well. Envy relying on something towards B long, but 3 members of Gambit that side.
Yeah, I want to see what, because FNS is on the other side to Defo. I don't think Defo's going to push too much deeper on this, but it depends on the amount of contact and pressure they get towards that B site.
It's a weird angle.
It's a weird one. It's a weird angle. And again, very similar look here from Envy, taking the time across the map. This default is holding. They are swinging slightly back towards A, but the spike is not particularly making too many moves until now.
This is interesting. On the back of the recon, down short, and the flash on long, they get confirmation on both sides, Lauren.
Yeah, Chronicle and Defo will be the 2 here, but Yay's found success. Now that's going to maybe cause a couple of issues for Envy if they wanted to lean the other side. Chronicle pushes in, isolates Victor. The timing could not have been better to make it back to a 4v4, and Defo just slips himself towards the side, tries to be amongst them, and he is! FNS completely unawares as Chronicle now comes back. Envy are pinched in this one. Oh,
what?
Defo!
Down A.
You're insane right now. Yay and Crash is going to have to do some big work, and look, it is those 2.
No way.
But Nats, the timing on this is unbearable. And like, oh, you're going to try and play late in a round, are you? You're going to go for a late plant, remember? How we kept being denied these spike plants? Yeah, enjoy it. 5 seconds left, and Crashies has to clutch out a 1v2, and he knows that chance is gone from him now, having to accept the fate as Gambit will make it to 8. And Envy, whew, you can have Nats to close out, but what a flank from him, and keeping so much control here. Some of those shots as well were just unthinkable stuff.
Again, Chronicle being in position at this point in the round to actually react on that orb being picked up is kind of crazy, but Defo making that Spectre look like an AR, to be honest with you. And again, can we call that hesitancy on the side of Envy? Again, maybe anticipating the Gambit were going to be aggressive and try and fight for Showers. Potentially they were sat very, very deep outside. But no real push, and again, like you said, Gambit, they find their comfort zone, which is 30 seconds left. Bodies alive.
Yeah.
Yay will be first to swing long. I'll be giving it, again, no aggressive peaks on the side of Gambit, other than this very, very deep angle held by Defo and Showers. And again, Envy going to try and at least send out a probe. And that's, yeah, he was spotted now. Definitely, but how do Envy approach this now again? Gambit not giving away any peaks. No possibility for an entry here.
No, I guess we've taken the first step in, but there's still so much utility that Gambit can burn through. And, I mean, Envy, yeah, they're not being given many opportunities, so it looks like they're going to maybe eye up that A site instead. Defo does take a touch of damage, but not enough to really put him under too much strain just yet. He still has Chronicle here with him. So yes, FNS is going to bridge the gap up towards Hookah, but the timing's everything. FNS is going to be caught absolutely in no man's land here. There it is. Chronicle quickly turns as well. He knows there's more. Finding Yay, and no quick trade. Puts himself in a safe position, and Chronicle is dominating right now. There's no way through to the side. That's his. Have a look elsewhere. Gambit now closing in towards double digits with the Prime Gaming flawless in this one.
Chronicle and Defo just running rings around Envy as they try and creep up towards A site. Again, the counter piece is perfectly timed. So well played. And again, Envy, this is another round where they've tried to bait a little presence. They've tried to force out a rotation or to find some form of information. But this cycling of utility on B site, there's no sightlines. There's literally nothing for Envy to play distance with the Marshal. You know, none of these sheriffs even become a factor.
We're back on the bye. Envy fans, do not fear. There is still opportunity for them now. Ops out for Yay. A little bit of something for Crashies too. Coming in with the ult here if he needs it. Yay's already found Chronicles, so that's a huge pickup, especially on that A site. We've seen how impactful Chronicles been. Defo is actually going to work forward in this. Now, FNS has been here time and time again, but he's quicker on the trigger and he finds Defo. It's now a two-player advantage, and everything, I guess, traditionally on that A site has now been unraveled, but Shados finds Marved in no man's land. Now, that's a little weird, but we're going to have the Seekers popped for that attacking side. Want to confirm where these problems are going to start coming from. Now they know there's two coming from this side. FNS now just puts down the utility, buys a bit of time. And then that slightly unknown element, not to the fullest extent, is Redgar working his way back in as well.
And Crash is just going to play on bench here. Oh, he actually will get a sightline, but Shados finds it.
I absolutely love it, just waiting for that to dissipate, and then the sightlines work out well, but Victor! Oh, the high pop flash too. Redgar's blind. The triple peak comes in. Envy answer right back. Dismantling that A-hole defensive side. Two players quickly picked up, perfectly isolated. FNS so quick then as well.
FNS doing his best Nats impression.
Oh, yeah.
The walk up, you could see him. You can see the cogs turning, whether or not he's going to pick that poison orb up. This is exactly that scenario. Nats being the only counter to Gambit's defense on A. Isn't that crazy? That little set piece works wonders for Envy. But Defo back on the operator now. A couple of ults creeping through. Again, we saw Crashies being kind of that kind of last hope for Envy there if everything went wrong for him. Would have had the opportunity to rely on that Hunter's Fury, but again, just very slow. Envy are going to try and work a pick on the back of Showers, potentially. And Yay will post up with the operator. Scout destroyed. Elsewhere. Again, Envy still actively pushing for these orbs as well. Majority of the time, the Shower, but...
There's that ult. We're looking to see when that might come in. Crashies has been insanely good. Shados caught off. That's a big starting pick as well.
You can see this as well, though, with Defo posted on B along with the operator. You can see now Chronicle considering rotating here as Envy stack up. 4 players on short to deal with.
Here.
I'm just going to wait out this Toxin. Again, perfect timing as well. The Astra utility, you can see it in unison here. Just, the timing on this utility is perfect from Gambit, but they won't find anything off it, and Envy will creep through.
It's fine time at least for Chronicle to come over this side, and he has his ult. So that's now going to be a key piece to this to buy a little bit more time. Maybe Nats is off angle, now gets a bit more play. It does. In perfect synergy. These boys just find the timing whenever needed, but a dive towards the side from Yay. Quick response from him, but Redgar on the trade. Crash is now going to suffer, but 13 seconds. They're away. He's going to make a mad dash for it. They just want to get towards that B side, leave FNS over here for a second longer. But now speaking of seconds, we're down to 5. Plant comes through and Envy going to just try and flip it on a dime. The retake now has to adjust all the way over. And it gives Yay a way better position to hold this. He misses the shot. And Defo will at least catch him in the leg. But 43 HP is more than enough right now. What do they have to work with in this post plant? Because Defo is closing right back on it. And there's still one on the side. That's Marv. Quick trade out. It's down to a 2v2. Op's still out, but it's Defo fighting FNS. But Yay. Oh, no, he's got swung on Gambit. Gonna make it to double digits. And what a way to play that back in. I thought Envy had cracked it with that TP.
And honestly, I thought Redgar, slight misuse of the utility there. You can see him tried to stun on the dropout from Hooker instead of using that gravity well to deny that plant. Again, you got a gamble of where the plant comes through, but what a recovery. right there from Gambit. Again, to hit that rotation at the time they did on the side of Envy, perfect. They had enough time, I guess, comfortably to find the plant, but not enough time to set up accordingly. I think with Gambit stacked up so quickly towards spawn, they had all the time in the world to weigh out for the recon bowl and all these other factors that become key for Gambit to fight back through. Because Envy have used everything on that execute on A.
Absolutely.
They bail out of that. They have nothing left.
No. Here we go. Defo gonna make it hurt. Just add insult to injury as Yay's gonna fall on this. Now FNS will pick up another. Gets a rifle. Marv still got a rifle too. Got a frenzy and a classic.
No way Nats has made a tiny pocket to sit inside Hooker here.
Cheetah's is right there too. Oh, the Aldro, I don't think he even had to do it, but the pop! Ooh, the pop flash was perfect, but Crashies could not care less, but there's Nats in the little cubby, and nobody puts Nats in the corner, because look at him! 3 quick kills, and the rifles, everything, every small margin that Envy wanted to use got removed.
And this is the concern, right? You wait for Gambit to just get something on their attack in half, because they find this groove on defense, and they dig their heels in. It's so hard to counter this. Again, actually, I thought Shadow sees that Aldro and he's going to swing on that, but actually tried to pop flash out, and I think that's the whole reason.
Right-clicked on that, man.
I mean, it's Crashies.
No, you make a great point. I'm so sorry. Silly me.
Great counter to that. Yeah, but it's Crashies.
Yeah, there it is. Give me your deep analytical thoughts. It's Crashies.
It's got a classic.
11-8 now. Gambit taking the momentum way off from Envy. And I thought maybe a timeout might be coming in for Envy soon enough here, because if they're starting to feel like they don't have an answer, they'd be up against map point. It is a best of 5 though.
Oh,
and
God.
Redcar's got a judge. He's in
course,
Hooper. It's really quite good in this position. Flashed up, still blind. Can't use it. Second to follow. Didn't catch him. Redcar's fine, but actually somehow Victor still wins the fight. So now they've got at least the stepping blocks towards the side that they want. Nats is still here though, and he can be such a nuisance, such a problem, such a time buyer as well. TP now taken, but that spike, keep that in mind. And Chronicle was in their spawn, but Crashies predicted it. So many weird things going down, but Nats is still here, and that's what I want to keep in mind. He was still lingering around a little while longer, but Defo's on the other side. Do they even think he's here? No. Crashies none the wiser. A terrible surprise. Now they have to get past Defo on this, and they're going back. They're going back into Nats' lair, and with no follow-up. Surely this is called out. Yeah, it is. Defo's on the way. And Nats will just wait patiently towards the backside of sight. Having a little look towards long, nothing.
30 seconds left.
And confirmation will be soon. 2 players creeping up. Nats, does he see it first? Yes, but he misses. Yay brings hope towards Envy, as now the sight will be there. Spike en route. They will be planted. Defo, what can you do with this?
Spike planted.
Not impossible, but certainly not easy. Could he catch him on the way out? No. They're both going to be sat towards that long side. Maybe a longer rotation for Marv to get towards Hookah, as Yay will be controlling this.
They're doing just that.
This is perfect. Defo touches the spike, looks towards Hookah, sees nothing yet. The timing's not there. Marv will finally make his appearance. He knows where Yay is, but now he's had to use both of his smokes. But what? That shot was so quick. I thought there was a chance for it, but Marv, safe pair of hands. That long rotation coming in. He was just fine playing from Hookah.
Not an awful lot for Defo to do in that scenario. Again, finding one was the consolation there to try and get that one through, but
Peeps. I gotta visit the
so look here again, just from that previous round with a couple of SMGs. A bit more of a buffer this time for Envy, but yeah, one more buy in the tank effectively. Gambit hit 12. With that victory now, essentially going to reset their economy. Viper's bit available for FNS, but Defo actually goes walking here. Yeah, he's ready for it.
Don't walk up on Yay, man. He's starting to come alive, and he needs that fire. They need a little bit of something to light a fire under Envy right now. Shados just gets pinned into the shower. And Nats, yeah, timing's not good enough for that. Marv was waiting for this. And Redgar and Chronicle, a near on impossible scenario. I'm curious how the money's looking for Gambit now, because these rounds have been pretty brutal for both sides. They've both been trying to keep it clean. Envy finally have 5 standing here, and they may just keep it.
Absolutely will. But have to respect this situation, but it's interesting to see Gambit now maybe lean a little further forward, because it's giving Envy what they want, right?
Yes.
They need to find this. And the fact that Gambit plays so deep on some of these defensive rounds, it burns up so much of the clock, with Envy actually again trying to be the ones to find something before they make a decision. little strange. And again, appreciate Defo making the effort, but after that, it was almost just one by one. Envy of like, yep, we found the first blood, let's go. In this next round, hoping Gambit can at least resort back to where they're actually finding success, right? Forcing Envy to make these late round hits. Burn up all this utility on the way in. One round separates them, Lauren.
As soon as you think there's, I thought Envy maybe needed a timeout, but they came up with the answer pretty quickly of their own accord without needing it. And I mean, Shados really good.
I think Shados is thinking, oh yeah, he's going to bounce that into the corner, so I'm going to move it. No.
No.
That's a 0 bouncer.
11 to 10. This best of 5 could be a long day. Get yourself situated for what could be an incredible matchup between these two. Only map 1 here. Haven on the chopping block next. No clear front runner now. As Envy found what they needed. Create a little bit of an avenue. Create a little bit of opportunity. As Gambit for a while looked almost flawless. Crashies was, not quite on par with someone like Chronicle, who had been absolutely dominant, which is something I was very surprised to say, because Crashies has been absolutely god tier. Chronicle, what an upswing in performance from him. 3 players this time on that Aileen. Nats back in his little cubby.
Again, on the back of that owl drone, the flash through just to check if anything's outside B. Trailblazer should confirm. Envy intended on coming. That's the goal right now.
Look at the amount of vision they have to work with. Yay, that barrel's pretty big, but...
Oh my god, the timing is perfect.
Okay, Defo's still here, but he's living
Spike planted.
on borrowed time in this position, because you can see that Envy have taken the space and they've taken the site. Spike is down and taking Crashies and Victor sitting towards Hookah. Nat's slowly clearing on the back lines, but this isn't going to be a clean fight. The timing's going to be everything. Maybe he can unlock it, but again, it's going to come down to the wire here. Let's see what Nats can do on this. Oh, the timing, Nats. He does not know what he's up against. Crashy's just got red guard. This has to now speed up the hit from Nats. He's got to make his impression known. 1, 2! The third doesn't need it. Shados is right there, and now it all swings down to FNS in a 1v3. He's got the time on his side, but the shots ain't landing. You can see Defo's just buying time. Nats is on the defuse, and somehow they work it out. 12 on the board for Gambit.
Envy let that one slip through their fingers. Marved, again, he's so in tune. Nats is unnoted to that point. Marv's like, yeah, I'm checking. Actually, we're getting contact on site now. That draws him closer, and Nats, perfect position to strike. The transfer is actually beautiful onto Victor, but Shados with the counter peek. He's sat in lamps that entire time, waiting for Nats to come through and find something.
And it's hard to keep that faith, right? You're putting so much faith in Nats having that perfect timing on it, and you don't want to go early. You don't want to mess it up.
Nats falls, that's done.
It's done. 12 to 10. Map 1 looking like it's sitting in Gambit's hands for now, but Envy, they brought it back from crazier deficits, but they've got the answers now to what Gambit are bringing. Some of these rounds have been off the back of some brilliance, be it Nats, be it Chronicle, be it Shados, be whomever it may be, Defo.
Poison's off.
Throw them all in there, but Envy certainly have plenty of that themselves.
And Flash will confirm at least a member of Envy on B-Long. Again, this utility used by Gambit on the defense is so beautiful to see. Flash on one side, Owl Drone on the other. Hunter Fury actually going to get it invested here by Chronicle, but nothing found. But again, presence noted on both sides, so they know Envy is spread thin.
And right now it's 2 players on B. So this is the correct read if they go for the Shados backside. Nats, I think, just on that cusp he is. That spike now noted. Rotations are going to be coming in right now. The bailout trying to come through. Nats is just trying to stay alive. B more of a problem. B a nuisance. Yay still stands. But where is that spike going? Going back around towards Long. They don't want to get past Nats, but Shados has fallen on the site. So there is some part of an avenue. TP taken for 2, now 3. Spikes on the way towards A.
They can't hear it because of the Cosmic Divide. Look at this. Gambit
So
are actually
sick.
staying
They have
behind
no
this on
idea.
B.
And Marv is selling this. He's selling it like a champ, and he can just punish any rotation. Yeah, one might slip through the net, but Marv, bullet to the back. But if anything, this is going to keep them here longer.
Exactly. Now they know the plant comes through. Seeker's invested by Victor. Again, going to confirm exactly what they believe to be true. Everybody stacked up in towards spawn here. No flank coming through from Gambit. They have to fight through pipes.
It is still a 4v3, so some favorable trades could really work out well for Gambit here, but timing and Yay, that positioning, the timing on this one, he's trying to create a path forward. Yay turns the attention, but now he's got Heaven to worry about, but he's got Victor by his side. Victor's got Defo, but there's still 3 players, a 3v3 now. Redgar through the box, and now 2. Victor's still alive, and so is Crashy. He's fighting with everything they have. The Chronicles on the spike, and I don't know if they can get there in time. He's sitting this one, it's down to, oh my god!
He got it, he didn't get the defuse. Envy win the round. They go to 11. Oh my god. What was that round, Lauren? Envy, again, they've been trying to push and pull on both sides here. That TP play behind the Cosmic Divide, I think it actually cuts in half for the teleport. So they cut into the close side so the Gambit have no idea. But somehow, it comes this close. Look at that!
He missed the first right click, but he got the second.
Oh my god. Well, if that's any indication of how this series is going to go.
The pie.
It's...
We got OT map 1. Do you need
It's
your
gonna be
voice for
one
the
of those
next
days.
week?
No.
Fantastic, you're in the right place then. If this is map 1.
I can't believe what we just watched, honestly.
I could watch that last round again and again, dude. Like, just the timing on that, the TP usage with the wall. I have to say, quite genuinely, as a fan of both regions of just good Valorant, I think this is the best final we could have had.
And it's map 1.
And it's map 1.
Oh my god. I mean, how do you bounce back from that? Again, Gambit are so close to getting that. I mean, if Redgar has any other gun than the operator there, I think Gambit win that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty with you.
It's some, and again, I think that's another scenario where Defo swapped out because they want Defo to be the spearhead, right? They want him to be able to dash on, create a little space, everybody follows out. So I understand it, but again, it's just those tiny adjustments that teams make that it's make or break, right? That can ultimately be their demise. But there's another round of regulation to play.
It's just the
There's a
purchase.
Bucky.
There's a Bucky for
There's
now.
a Sheriff. There's another Sheriff. Chronicle, the only one with a rifle. Full utility, light armor.
Defo does have his ult. At least I guess that's something. Shadows
Thank
one
God.
away from his.
Thank God he's
I mean,
got his
without
ult.
that, yeah. But on the other side, a good purchase. Really nice. Yay, one off his as well. So, again, Marv can set something into motion as well. This is all coming on through. Defo, you've got to be an instigator here. Spots out Yay early. FNS and Marv are on the similar sort of look here. This is a 3-2 split towards A. This is kind of all in here, but there are 3 players for Gambit on this side too. Yay spotted again. They're keeping track of him, but he can't repeat this for a second. He knows there's a bit of a time limit on this, but Chronicle on the other side didn't give away that he has the rifle just yet. Defo trying to play the timing to perfection. The rotates come in. You do at least have Shados now on the site as well, but no more flashes to use. I don't know when he's going to have that back. But they're holding for a second. Confirmation from Defo. They're still lingering around.
Envy want a kill. They're literally desperate for a kill right now, but Defo finds it.
You're not getting it on Defo right now. It's Redgar found Crashies. Hold on, it's a 4v3. This buy was absolutely garbage from Gambit. They're still making it work. And there are those Seekers coming down, at least from the attacking side. So Shadows now going to be noted. FNS wants to close that gap. No, he's slipping CT. But can the rest of Envy stay alive? That's a bigger thing. There's a TP. And now, look at FNS. He can lock these players in. They have no idea he's got around to this spot. He's going to be set up for success. FNS slicing through them. It could not have been better. Envy somehow turning this back around. FNS's positioning then just saved them.
Redgar, 30 HP at a Sheriff. He'll be able to pick something up to try and make this work. But he finds himself in a 1v3 to prevent this going to overtime on map 1. And it's going to take him a long time to get over there, Lauren. Yeah, I can't see Redgar even getting close to this. You can see already FNS posted up in hookup. That's the first one to find if he needs to.
Still a tricky angle. Clear. Not going to happen. FNS, you're a hero. You just got Envy to 12-12. That push towards CT and that timing, allowing that TP to come in, catching the rotations, because you know that Gambit had to respond completely to this because they had nothing to work with.
FNS, time and time again, at this event especially, he's demonstrated his ability to just have a completely different grasp on a round. And that position there to thread the needle, get to pipes. You can see the ping coming through. I think Gambit initially like, somebody may have walked
Maybe
pipes.
there's a chance.
But there's no clear. I think Defo tries to bait a little bit. Shados is thinking, yeah, there's no way, right? There's absolutely no way. And it absolutely rips Gambit apart there.
I mean, throw your mind back to how many times he was in Garage. He was constantly playing
Haven,
that role. His
exactly.
Haven presence. And again, for FNS, I don't want him to be the superstar guy popping up on the scoreboard. Punish those rotations, read player rotations, those next steps. Put the opposition in the least comfortable position. He is such a galaxy brain for that.
Well, especially here on Bind playing as Viper, right? You want him to be behind the execution, right? You don't ever really want FNS to be the one playing a trade on the way in. And that right there, perfect example of what he's capable of. A timeout to start things off at overtime. Why not?
Why not? I mean, I think both teams know how much map 1 can mean to how this spirals.
This is huge. Again, the Des touched on this. We got to Haven next. Now you look at it. Gambit at 2-0, right? Yeah.
Why is it
great.
only 2-0?
Well. What do they play on Haven again? But I think Bind for me is one of the biggest conditions over this entire series. And bearing in mind it's a best of 5, you can talk about what happens later on.
Sure.
If we get there. If Envy take Bind, I'm already very, very worried for Gambit.
I'm with you. I'm full aboard, and I think you can see that's why timeouts are being taken. Both teams are aware this is very much, I say a linchpin, but it really can be for this to kind of slip into either side's sort of possession in this.
This is really interesting though, because Gambit are going to start on the attack, and they're looking as if it's going to be a quick piece. Now, this is the one round we've had to see Envy going to be a little proactive here, but only as 2. So if Gambit can close the gap very quickly, they might find themselves onto B side.
Uh-oh, Victor is in trouble. Does it get confirmed? Slightly, not punished, but we'll have to respect it and fall away. Crashy's going to try and fill that void.
For it.
And you're right, they're still kind of posturing up for this. Crashes could have slipped back towards CT or sat deeper, but they have now 3-4 on the site. But Envy and Crash is just watching as one dash stop past, but it's Defo! How's he found that? FNS has fallen, Yay still stands, as does Victor, but only for so long! Gambit have just butchered Envy! And Marv called upon in the final moments here of this first round of OT. Not gonna happen, Shados!
Sorry.
How on earth did we just see that?
Did Gambit just execute within the first 35 seconds of a round?
I don't understand.
Am I asleep? Was there a scoreboard switch or something here? But again, the perfect thing to pull in overtime, right? Envy are anticipating that slow pace, that methodical, again, especially when you get shut down in the way you were in that the last 2 rounds of regulation, actually.
Even just Defo finding that pick towards back site. Exactly, they were already there. They had 4 players on site basically at that point. Like, that's insanely impressive, but it ain't done yet. This isn't just like, oh, but it's done. No. Envy's turn. Redgar opting for the judge.
Okay.
Is this the world we're living in? Okay. All right. Fair enough. As Nats goes down, Crashies with a pivotal first pick.
Here.
It's huge, actually. Yay, pinging out the possibility somebody's walking this smoke, but FNS, does he drift in? Redgar's going to back away. Do not walk that. Do not walk that.
Oh.
Dead fool. Toxins going up.
Well, I think now we can say 2 uncharacteristic rounds from Gambit.
Yeah,
Wait and see what happens, but it's got a little weird, yeah.
It's gotten weird. And Envy will love that. What a great start too.
That's what they look
Comfy
for the
picks.
entire time when they're
They never
attacking
got given
up.
it.
Yeah.
Never got given that. They had to fight so hard for any of these site hits, but now, yeah, okay, oh, yeah, no, fight us whenever, dude. That's great. FNS though pinged out is going to be revealed and punished. Now, with Chronicle still here, he's been having a belting game. 30 seconds, a Spike yet to fully commit to the site. They had to clear Chronicle and they do.
left.
Yay sharp. Shados, now considered as well, been revealed, hiding away. Defo's en route, but it may be a little late now, as it is going to be just down to Defo, and Envy somehow find the perfect beginning.
Given effectively, well, there you go, Yay will find the last, but effectively given 3 opening duels, which you don't often find versus Gambit. Like I said, Envy were desperately looking for rounds like that, where they were able to find these 1v1s.
These early fights.
They look for it for the entirety of the half. And this here from Redgar, again, I'm okay with it. Again, it's overtime. Throw something weird in there, something that maybe, you know, your opponent's not going to anticipate. But doesn't work out for them. Gambit back on the attack now. Again, everybody leant towards B. There's no Nats on A short. There's nothing here to bait presence. But adjustment from Envy.
Gambit's pace is still catching my eye. Defo going to try and close in with the back of that Alpha. Going to be forced away, but there is another player in here, so don't think...
Oh my god!
Excuse me, Defo? He just dashes in. Victor, so sharp though, finds a quick reply. And now a 1-for-1 trade out, but they know the intention. Victor now not necessarily panicked, but trying to pour that utility into buy time for Crashies to get over here. But you're right, it's the backfill, and it's still a fight from Nats and Chronicle. They just made Envy look like putty in their hands as FNS and Marved. Well, they were on the other side. And again, this pace change has been very uncharacteristic. It's got them a reward. I know how scary it is when it's Gambit to switch a gear, but Marv having to go through this now on 1v4. But if Gambit do the similar thing on the other side, there'll be opportunities that Envy will lap up as Chronicle. We'll get Gambit critical round here, but that fight in Hookah was, Hookah was absolutely everything.
But the pinch is beautiful from Gambit as well.
Push up long, they were like in sight.
Straight away, because I think actually they identify that it's only going to be one, unless, you know, for some crazy reason it's a pistol round setup again. There's 4 members of Envy on B side, but they know that they can play the numbers. And that's actually the perfect example of where to lean away from the default, right? And how to actually make that very, very effective in the early round. If you can find that one person, you can run them down.
But remember now, Envy just got everything they wanted out of Gambit in that early start. This was what they were dreaming of. And I worry for Gambit if they keep playing into this. Now that's a different stop though. Yay being picked up here by Defo is very, very different. But FNS did find a very key frag. Someone like Redgar, and maybe he's reading this again. I'm curious if he is, but it doesn't look like they want to adhere to this story of heading towards A. They're considering an adjustment towards that B site.
It'll now be Chronicle. The Owl drone, actually was spot out with Defo posted up watching towards hookup. Michael just holding that pixel angle, but cross actually Marved will get found.
Okay, this is now where problems begin, but Crashies is still alive.
Chronicle!
For so long! Chronicle's not letting anyone pass, he's still trying to fight fully blind. But now Envy have 2 and they at least have the step towards the side, but look how quickly Gambit are on the case. 1 CT, 2 towards Hookah. And FNS is just dedicated towards that CT fight. He loses. Victor now in a 1v3. This could be map 1 going towards Gambit. The flash confirms attendance. Victor, what can you do with this one? Tries to turn the flash. He's still just fine, but Shados, he's not giving him anything. You know that Envy want to clear CT, but he's just not going to let it happen. And Victor knows he's going to have to fight tooth and nail for a single pick in this Gambit turtle up. They let nothing go astray in 20 seconds now. Victor, 34 HP. And it's done. Shados leans forward.
Win.
Map
1 was an absolutely brutal battle between these two.
It is, and to come out of that has got so draining, but Gambit finally